Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back once again to IG8Live Esports. And this afternoon, we're going to be live with Slipstream Racing League Wednesday division for round 2, and it is for the Mexican Grand Prix. So, getting started with qualifying 1 here at the moment. I think we got quite a few cars out on track, and we're hoping to see some lap times be in pretty soon. I think we should be able to get a full grid of drivers by the time we get around to qualifying 3 at least. I know a few drivers might be joining on late. So let's have a look what's happening on track here at the moment. So a few of these names will be familiar to us from the Sunday division with Slipstream, and yep, some of the new names that we used to see back with PGL Wednesdays. So let's get through qualifying 1 and let's see how well that is actually going to go. So a few of the drivers who are not on at the moment will unfortunately, if they do make it on before the session is over, they will still be able to make a time in. So we'll see how that goes. So good evening to Nick there, joining on the stream pretty early on, and Neil there, thanks for the information. It's gonna be dry race, so dry all the way through for the entire session that we got going on there for the next 2 hours at least. And let's see how this is gonna be working out. Where is trying to see who's gonna be next to start a lap here, so we can have a look. Actually, let's have a look on Nick here, see if he's about to get another lap going. And let's see, it looks like he is. And we're going to stay on board with him in the Alpine for the moment, having a look at a very long straight here into turn 1, which is going to be quite interesting, getting at the start of the race as well to see what's going to happen, because it's going to cause some, I think maybe a few incidents getting into turn 1 and then into turn 2, just depending on how well that's going to go between drivers, because it's going to be kind of a drag race all the way down to that one there. We'll see what's going to happen in that case either way. Kind of a funny track for some drivers to get through, especially here on the new game. I'm not sure how much practice these guys have had here at Mexico, but going to be very interesting to see how it works out getting through qualifying and then to the race session. At the moment, 1 lap time in, and that is from Extremist with a 1:15.2. We'll know how good that lap time is going to be once we start to see some more start coming in. I think we're going to be right around that same range though. Let's see if we're going to get some faster times in or not, as we see Nick here trying to keep that car on track, but unfortunately invalidated the lap there. Gonna have to try that once again. Let's get back to Treesler here. He was on a lap previously. I think he just went on another lap here right about now in that AlphaTauri, not getting much luck getting a on invalidated lap in. It seems to be very difficult in that aspect, and that's that lap gone again, so he's invalidated once again there. Let's going back down to the rest of the grid right now. Safdar here, I haven't seen him driven in a while. Let's have a look where he is. I don't think he's on a fast lap at the moment though. We'll see what's going to happen. Looks like they're having a bit of a difficult time here at Mexico, just getting started with Q1. Hopefully Q2 and Q3 goes a bit better and they get a bit rubbered into the track and hopefully avoid the invalidated laps, because that's going to result probably in a lot of penalties in the race session itself. We're going to see what's going to happen with that case. But for now, let's just keep on with the qualifying. So a few more times, and Chris goes 1:16.0, Savdar 1:21.0, but we know he didn't have a pretty good lap there, so we're going to have to wait for that to get started again. We got Irish in the Aston Martin. He's going to be getting started pretty soon on his lap. Let him go wrong on that out lap there. Let's see who else is currently running. Neil down at the bottom of the grid here in the McLaren. On a lap here down that straight into turn 1. Let's see how his lap is currently going. At the moment seems to be going good, but first sector really not too much turns to just invalidate the lap. So let's see what's going to happen as he gets into sector 2 here right about now. Seems to be doing pretty well so far. Just needs to get a decent lap time in at least to try to keep himself going over to qualifying 2. And we only have about 17 drivers in this, so it's going to be a bit of a different situation with qualifying 2 with how many drivers will go on through. Nick now makes the fastest lap in the session, a 1:14.9, a pretty impressive lap so far compared to what we have on the grid. I'm not sure how the lap times should be looking here on for the Mexican GP. Well, we'll see what's going to happen with race baseline by the time we get around to that as well. But let's see what the qualifying times are going to be by the time we get around to Q3. Right now, fastest 1:14.9. Let's see if we're going to get something faster than that maybe before the end of Q1. Already down to just under 11 minutes left now. Now remember guys, qualifying 1 is an 18-minute session, so a lot of time for about full grid of 20 drivers to get around and just try to get a few laps in. And they usually would start up possibly in the mediums or go straight to the soft just to make it over to Q2 and Q3 Tree Slayer now takes away the top spot with a 114.8, only a 10th faster, but still quite impressive. Just to put himself up for that position there. So they're looking to get into the 114s, and I think we might see quite a few 115s in the session as well. This depending on how this goes. We're having a few 116s down at the bottom there as well, with Chris and Stu be for 6 and 7. That's going to hold for now, but let's see what will happen. Atronac for some reason already out of qualifying 1. It means he'll be pushed down to the bottom of the grid, and that's going to cause possibly one additional driver to be out of qualifying 2. Might be that case, I'm not sure. We'll wait and see what happens in that case there. Irish here in Aston Martin on his lap, about to finish off this lap. Let's see, and hasn't invalidated at this point as yet. Just one final turn to get around here, back onto the pit straight, and he should get a pretty good lapping. Let's have a look. It's a 114.3, goes about 5/10 faster than Tree Slayer, and holds on to the fastest lap in the session so far, so doing pretty well. We got Walker joining on the session already here, so he's going to be in the lobby, possibly get on to Q1. Has enough time to get on here and make a lap time as well. I know a few drivers are running a bit late with this, so let's see what's going to happen in this case. So get on down to the bottom here. We got Corey here, and in the Mercedes, let's see where he will go by the end of this lap. He is on a hot lap here, so just kind of depends how well this goes, and he has to just avoid invalidating this lap. And as we said, it's a dry session all the way through, qualifying and the race itself. Never know, we could be surprised by a few drizzles, but from what the information we've been provided with so far, it's going to be dry all the way through, which means the dry setups that these guys have on should be sufficient enough. That is, if they have a dry setup on or not. And goes a bit wide there, and fortunately doesn't lose the lap. Sakoi holds on to his lap so far. Let's see, finishing off sector 3 now. Should be able to make a lap time here. Let's see as he gets around the final turn how well this has actually gone for him. From the let's see, about the one, yeah, did a 114.7, not too bad with that there. Puts himself up into second, and I think that'll hold up pretty well for him as he continues on through. Red Devil here in the Alpine and getting through. His teammate Nick is up into 4th on the grid so far. Hopefully he's able to match the lap time that his teammate did and possibly get himself somewhere right around that area there. We'll see what's going to happen. Walker already into the session, into a Red Bull there, I think, along with Tango in a Red Bull as well. So the two of them are teammates for this race weekend session. So we'll see what that's going to happen with that, as hopefully they get on out of the pit lane very soon to get a lap time in here. And this is going to be a bit about getting over to qualifying 2 at this point. I think everyone in the 114s definitely are looking safe so far. So we'll see where the rest of the drivers are going to be with this. Red Devil goes 116.5. Not the best of time, gotta be honest, but because these 116s are looking like they're going to put these guys down at the back of the grid. We got Robbie here in a Ferrari. Let's see where he goes, as he is just getting started on his lap right about now. And we should have a few more drivers get out on track in just a bit. And we'll see where they're going to go. Beefy is yet to get out on track, get a lap in there as well. So quite a few drivers still in the pit lane. Haven't gone out as yet to test it out and see what lap times are actually going to look like. And we're seeing a purple sector so far from, that's a purple sector 1 coming off of Robbie's lap. He does need to make sure he transitions that over to sector 2 and 3 on the track, and has to avoid invalidating the lap just to make sure that this one is going to count. So Irish holds on to fastest lap right about now, 114.3, as he did another lap on that, probably the same set of tires there. He's back into the pits right now, so has a pretty good stand there. There's a 114.319, Tree Slayer a 114.343. Time difference between them at least 300 of a second, so not really too bad with that. Looking pretty competitive out front, and now we got Robbie going fastest in the section at 114.1, only 2/10 off of Irish's time, so looking pretty impressive out front in terms of gotta say competitiveness with the guys here. We'll see what's gonna happen with that. We got Tango out on a outlap at the moment in the Red Bull. His teammate might be getting out pretty soon as well. We'll have a look and see what's happening. I think we do have Rossi and Safdar running laps here at the moment. Looks like Walker is out on track here as well now. I think both of them on laps at the moment, and they're running just behind of each other. So let's see where the two Red Bulls stand at the end of their lap here. And looks like Tango's already having some problems. That's gonna be a lap not counted for him there, because that's gonna be absolutely not worth it for that lap time. Let's see if Walker's getting through on his lap. Trying to avoid losing the rear as much as he can. Still be there getting started on another lap. They're 116.6 so far. Really needs to improve the time to try and make it over to Q2 at this point here. Beef is still in the pits, not getting out as yet. I know sometimes he tends to get out later on in the session, not sure what's happening, but just under 5 minutes remaining now. He's possibly going to get only one chance to get a good lap time in to make it over to Q2. So let's see what's going to happen with that. Nick already on another outlap in the Alpine, trying to get a faster time in. Currently P4 in the grid. Will make it over to Q2 with that time. There shouldn't be too worried about it, but I think he's just trying to get some practice in on the track itself and see what is happening with that. I don't think the guys had a practice session before this, so we'll see how things worked out as we get onto the race session. Nick already getting started on that lap. Robbie still holds on to fastest lap as we have it there at the moment, and Walker getting started on a next lap here right now, so hopefully he finishes this one and is able to get a good time in. Both Red Bulls on this at the moment and really trying to put a lap together here before we start to run out of time here on qualifying one, which we're about to start to do actually right about now. So just a few minutes remaining. Gonna go back up the order just a bit, have a look what's happening. So Nick here still trying to get a faster lap in. Gonna have a look at that. Top three are in the pits at the moment. Doesn't look like they're getting back out, but they do have enough time to actually get back out here and possibly get another lap in just before the session is over. So that's an invalidated lap there. Let's switch off from that. That's an invalidated lap again there from Walker. Has to try that once more if he intends to get a lap in before the end of Q1. Alright, so he's getting a wrong here. Tango gets a wrong. Looks like he's going to get a lap time in. Goes fourth fastest on the grid. 114.4. Puts himself between Trisler and Nick. They're not a bad position for him. Walker, unfortunately, there has to try again to get a lap in. Beefy hasn't gotten out of the paces yet. 2 minutes 50 seconds left to go here in Q1. And we're really starting to run out of time on this. So hopefully they're able to get a time before the session comes to an end. Kohi is out of the session with a 114.7. Didn't make it back to the pit, so that's not going to be counted. Atronak was out pretty early on in the session. Extremist and Neil already retired from this. We got Beefy finally getting out on an out lap here. I think Walker might be on his next lap going here. So have a look, see if he's able to put this one together. It is very difficult at some portions of this track to keep a lap going and avoid invalidating it. I think that was one of the corners that just went through. They tend to go a bit wider sometimes, getting off the previous exit. So far so good, as it seems. A purple sector 2 here from Walker, and looking pretty good to getting a fastest lap maybe. I'm not sure what his key, sector 1 time was, and there he goes on. Unfortunately invalidating on the very last sector and getting started with another lap once again. Hopefully he's able to put it together on this occasion here. We'll see how that is gonna go. We do have Beefy about to get started on his lap here as well. Gonna try and keep an eye on this and see how well it's actually gonna go for him. Let's switch on back to the overhead cam. So guys, qualifying 1 here with Slipstream Racing League wins the division so far for the Mexican Grand Prix. We're getting ready for it. Just under 2 minutes left for this session. Actually, less than a minute and a half left. And we got some interesting qualifying times, but I think we're gonna have to see how qualifying 2 goes, because our lap times are looking pretty good between those 114s and 115s, but I'm trying to see what's going to happen by the time you get around to that race start. How well it's going to be, how close of a gap we're going to have between the lap times and the qualifying times for those drivers starting out in front, because it's going to be quite a bit of a drag race getting down to turn 1, and I think it's going to be very, very interesting with the braking into that turn. So we'll see how well these guys handle it. They have handled it quite well before. are back on F1 2020. We have done the Mexican GP there before with them. I think it went reasonably well from what I remember from that one there, but we'll see how this one is going to go. Remember, guys, it's a new set of cards, and mostly the same set of drivers that we have on the Wednesday division, but still going to be a bit getting used to the learning curve for the cars, so let's see how that works out with them. About 20 seconds left here for the qualifying session before we're able to move over to the results and then get into qualifying 2. Also, we'll be able to see how many drivers are going to be making it over to qualifying 2. So 115.9 for Beefy there, puts him to 11. Looks safe enough to go over into qualifying 2 at this point. We still got Walker in the Red Bull here, not having the best of luck this afternoon in terms of putting a full lap together without invalidating it. Not sure if we're causing him any bad luck by being on, having a look at this car as he's going through this. But we're going to keep on it, let's get on board and have a look as he gets through Sector 2, which I think is well, mostly one of the bit of difficult sections that we do have here. And I'm not sure if I got the pronunciation right, but Strubios there at Brios, I think it is. Thanks for the follow there on Twitch. I'm not sure if I got the name right. I probably didn't. My apologies about that. But thank you very much for the follow there on Twitch. Also do check out the YouTube channel and subscribe to there if you can for us. We really would love to have you there on there as well. But thanks for that. Love when you guys support either of our streaming platforms that we work on. And there we go. Walker finally gets a lap in. Puts himself up in the P10 at 115.3. Quite an impressive lap. I think that's going to work. And that's going to do him pretty well. And that was his final attempt at getting one as well. Very down to the end of the session. Barely made that lap in. And he makes it on over into qualifying 2. So let's have a look at the results for Q1. And see how many drivers we have going over to qualifying 2 at this point here. So fastest lap in qualifying 1 here for Slipstream Wednesday division goes to Robbie there in the Ferrari at 114.1. Pretty impressive. 2/10 faster than Irish, who got second on that one. 3 Slayer down to third with just about a few hundredths of a second, and a pretty impressive time between the top 3. Down with a P4 on that one there, and he makes it over as well. Nick there 5th, Salvador 6th, Rossi 7th, Extremis in 8th, Neil 9th. We get Walker barely making that 10th, Mazepin 11th, very surprising. Beefy there 12th, Chris 13th, Red Devil 14th. And that's the 14 drivers who are making it over into qualifying 2 there. So it looks like Koi's going to start 15, Stubi starts 16, Atronak will have to start 17, and if we have anyone that's joining the session, they will have to start down 18, 19, and 20th on the grid. We'll see what's going to happen in that case. In the meanwhile, we're waiting for the screen to load, guys. Thanks to all of you who are joining on the live stream here with us. So if you're watching the video later on, whichever it is, please guys make sure you do leave a like on the video there on YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, follow us on Twitch, check us out on Facebook as well. And we're into qualifying 2, 15 minutes getting started on the clock. We got our top 14 drivers in this session and about to get started. So let me just make sure my stats are on screen. Of course, we're gonna have to put tires on and have a look and see what's gonna happen. Lap data on as well. Track map is already on. We got cars heading out very quickly on to the racetrack here. Savdar out of this session. I'm not sure, probably a qualifying ban or something for these guys, which is why they're retiring at just the start of it, because we did not have a look at round 1, which was last week with them. Unfortunate. So yeah, so I'm not sure about that. I really didn't have to look and see if there's any sort of penalties coming into this weekend here. But let's get out on track with some of these guys and see what is happening out there on track here at the moment. Looks like Chris in the Alfa Romeo is the first driver to get on out. Might be the first driver to set a lap here, provided he doesn't invalidate that lap, of course. So let's have a look. We're going to keep on with his car for now. Just have a look what's going to happen with that. Okay, sorry about that. Back on again. So let's have a look what's happening here. So should get a bit interesting from this point onward. So lap times in already. We got Tree Slayer at a 115.0. We got Extremist at 116.5. Both on the mediums here at the moment. Remember that is a bit of the slower tire compared to the soft tires that we have. Why is there a tire on track again? Had this happening. I think this is as a regular glitch happening in the game still. Back with the USGP and Nomex Championship did have a few tires lying around the Circuit of the Americas for some reason. I don't know what's happening with that. Somebody left a tire on track once again. So 3 drivers out of the session so far. We got 2 lap times in. Let's have a look and see who's going to be next to get on in here. We're on the Red Devil at the moment, and he has got a lap time at 116.587. Literally 2,000 of a second time difference between him and Extremist for those lap times here. As you can see, a 116.585 and a 116.587. That is extremely close, and one of the closest that we've had since doing commentary streams. I'm very interested to see where that's going to take these two later on in the race session and see how that's going to work out. Back with Irish here right about now on a lap. And let's see if he's on a fast lap or not. I'm not sure. Switching back over, get on with let's see on with Nick for a second and see where he's at. I should go on with Mazepin for a second, the next Aston Martin driver, and let's see what that lap time is going to look like. Using a name like Mazepin, I'm quite surprised he got into qualifying too. I don't even know how that happened. You would expect certain things to happen just using that name as your PSN name, but let's see how this works out. It's quite interesting to me. Okay, so I think we got a few more lap times in. Robbie in with a lap time as well. 115.1. Tree Slayer still fastest, 115.0 now. And holds on to that. We got someone else this way. Walker went into the mix there at 115.2 and on the soft tires. So gonna be a bit of a mix with the strategy, because remember guys, they have to start the race on whatever tires they use in qualifying 2 to do their fastest laps on. That is provided to make it over to qualifying 3. That's how it stands. And also provided it's gonna be a dry race start, which it is in this case. So this is definitely gonna be very important of a session for these guys to get on through. And we'll see how well it goes though. So far, going a little bit messy with some of the drivers as they get through. Mazepin just still made the time in. Went up to 117.0. I think he lost a few tenths by just making a dodge over to the pit lane entrance and then coming back on track. Not sure if the stewards will look at that. So Irish here not on a fast lap at the moment. We do have Rossley here, I think. No, sorry, on an invalidated lap, unfortunately. Neil down at the bottom here. And looks like 1, 2, 3 drivers are currently out. Only one more driver is going to be left down at the bottom to be missing out on qualifying 3, or possibly just 2. I think it might just be 9 drivers going over to qualifying 3 because someone had to retire early off in the session. It causes a bit of a glitch on that game. I don't know if that's a glitch or that's just regular, but its game is kind of set that way. Someone retires at the start of a session, it sends one less driver over to the next session. Just kind of works that way. So as we have it, lap times there, now we're down to just under 8 minutes. This was a 15-minute session. We're down to 8 minutes, just about halfway to this. Tree Slayer 115.0 fastest in the session. Robbie down to second, 115.1. Walker down to third, 115.2. Nick down to fourth, 115.6. And we can see they're all separated by just a few tenths. Only one of those drivers on the softs, all the rest on the mediums. As you can see, the yellow striped tires are showing on them there. Extreme is there, 116.585. Red F 116.587, separated by 2,000 of a second. And of course, more impressive here that Extremist did it on the mediums, Red Devil did it on the softs, and that's the separation time between them. Has been down to 117.0. We're waiting for a few more lap times to come in. Irish is gonna have to get another lap going. Hopefully he's gotten that going already. I'm not sure. He's still running around sector 2 there. I think he might be changing tires before he does decide to get another lap going here. Tree Slayer retired from the session. I think he's perfectly happy with his time, which he knows is going to take him over to qualifying 3, where there is where he's going to fight for a provisional pole for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix. So not much interested in getting another lap going through here. Neil up to third right about now. On the softs, he just did that lap there, 115.202, ahead of Walker by 2/200 of a second at this point here right now. So quite impressive so far. Let's head on down back to Irish here. Where is he on track? And he's getting back into the pits as suspected there. Let's see who else is going to be running on track. Extremist looks like he still is on track, possibly trying to get a better lap in right about now. Did a 1:16.585. Let's see if he's able to improve that and go a bit further ahead of Red Devil's Slime, or possibly get even a few positions up on the grid here. Let's see what's going to happen. Did his previous laps on the mediums, is still on the mediums and running here. So looking to see where he goes at the end of this. So definitely still trying to improve his time. And improves by how much? Just a little bit. 1:15.878 now. So still up there in 6th. Let's see if he's going to be able to improve that time at any point. Rossi here down to 10. Beefy down to 12. He's a bit in a drop zone. I think Rossi in a drop zone there as well. One of these guys needs to get a faster time than a 1:17.0 to just sort of try to keep themselves safe in this session to go over to the next qualifying session. We'll see how well that is going to go. Following on with the Haas right now. Let's see, about to get started on this lap. So let's have a look on board with the Haas driver Rossi as he gets down the pit straight. And we can see just how long that run down into turn 1 is going to be from the starting line, getting all the way down here, every braking zone getting into a right-hander there, and then switch back to a left-hander getting around the turn 2, then into turn 3. So a quick switch between those few turns is going to cause a bit of chaos on the opening lap of this race, which we're all excited to see what's going to happen, especially me here. I really want to see how many drivers actually get through this, and if we're going to have a safety car on the opening lap of the race or not. Or maybe just a VSC, or possibly just get on through with a yellow flag. We could just get away with that. We'll see how well it's going to go. So I think we're going to keep on board with Rossi. Just have a look at a full lap here at the circuit. I'll see how well these guys get on through with it. I think he got a pretty good exit there, so might be running a pretty good lap. Let's see how well that's going to go for him. As you can see, they're using as much of these curbs as they can. And Rossi goes up into P7 at 1:16.567, about 200 of a second faster than what Red Devil did. So pretty close to the time there, even though it was on the soft tires. So still a pretty good time. Holds him up there. We got Beefy back into the pits, down to just under 3.5 minutes to get his lap time in. Sorry guys, I don't know if there was a double volume on the stream in terms of the engine songs from the cars, because I had it coming through the capture card and through the TV there as well at the same time. I kind of forgot to turn the volume down on the TV, because if it's on, it kind of gets caught in the mic. So I'm not sure if there was a double song coming through the stream at the time, because I really couldn't tell. So if there was, apologies about that, but it should be fine from this point going onwards. So I just took the headset off and realized that I didn't turn the volume on the TV down. So whatever was coming through that and coming through the game itself, both of it I think was coming through the stream. I'm not sure, I forgot about that, sorry about that. But I should be fine from this point going onwards, especially into the race session, because who cares about the qualifying that much? Just kidding, we all love to watch the qualifying. Does show us what's happening in the section. So Rossi now goes up fastest in qualifying 2 here, 1:14.5 on the softs as well, but a very impressive lap, 5/10 faster than anyone else on track right about now. So let's see what's gonna happen. Beefy out on track. Let's switch on over to him here in the AlphaTauri, trying to get a lap in, still on the out lap though, and he's gonna be running out of time pretty soon. He's getting through sector 2 at the moment, needs to get around, get past that start finish straight, and get his lap started, going very wide there. Of course, he's not on a lap as yet, so it doesn't matter at this point. Won't get a penalty or anything for that. Yes, matters what he does on the actual qualifying lap itself, which he should be getting started with here very, very soon. Let's have a look at this. Very curvy sector 3 here at Mexico. Alright, so about to get started on this lap here. Getting a good exit is always important on that final corner as you get onto the start-finish straight. Gets past Walker there and trying to keep that car as steady as he can going through the straight. And let's see how the braking zone is going to go into turn 1. Needs to keep it perfect at this point just to get a very good lap in and put himself up somewhere on that grid there. Quite a few drivers retired already from the session. Let's have a look and see how well this lap is going to go for Beefy here. Once again, guys, with about 30 seconds left in the session now, thank you to all of you who are joining on the session. Please feel free to share the stream link out, especially to the drivers. You can have, I don't know, someone watching you guys drive as we're going to go through the entire grid. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoying the stream. Leave a like on the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed there. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Facebook. And this is looking pretty good so far. Barely missed that tire on track. That would have been his qualifying done. Alright, so about to get around the final turn here. Let's see what the lap time is going to look like as he finally actually gets it. Doesn't invalidate the lap. Goes up to P7 there, 116.128. And that will put him over into qualifying 3. So not too bad with that. And the timer is up. I think Nick is the only driver running on track. And he's invalidated his current lap. Please retire, Nick, so we can get on over to the next session. And please don't drive into the pit lane. Just drive across the finish line. Because you go into the pit lane and it takes longer for the pit crew to get the car into the garage. And then we got to wait on that and take so much more time. And look, he's trying to dodge the tire on track as well. I think this is going to be a lot of fun if that tire stays through the entire race. I wonder if everyone's going to try to dodge it as they get through the race. That was the second one. So how many tires are on track? We should have had a full look with someone as they got it wrong and see what's going on with that there. Cutting the track, Nick. Don't go into the pits. Don't go in. And he's going into the pits. Oh, I hate him right now. Why did he go into the pits? And now we gotta wait. He's making us wait. We're still waiting. Oh, there we go. Alright guys, so qualifying results for qualifying 2 here. We got Rossi here, fastest guy in the session with a 114.5 on the soft street Slayer. Got second on this one in the AlphaTauri, 115.0. We got Robbie there third on that one there with the Ferrari, a 115.1 on the mediums there. Neil third on the grid. We got Nick in 5th. We got the Extremist in 6th, Beefy in 7th, Red Devil in 8th, who's making it on over to qualifying 3. Walker will be starting 9th. Looks like Mazepin starts 10th. Iris starts 11th. Tango starts 12th. Salvador 13th. Chris there 14th. We'll have a look at the entire starting grid. Hopefully the formation app is starting us so we can have a look at the entire grid by the time we get around to the race start. So let's get on over to qualifying 3. 12 minutes on the clock for that one. And yep, let's see how good that one is going to go. Alright guys, straight into qualifying 3 here with Slipstream Wednesday division, and that's our 12 minutes started on the clock already. We got 8 drivers in this session only, unfortunately. We're going to get some stats up on screen. We know everyone's going to be running on the soft tires. I have to put the rank stats on screen. Let's take that off and put on lap data. That's what we need right now. Everyone's going to be running on the soft, so let's see how the lap times are going to look. We expect some 114s and 115s getting through here in Q3. So let's have a look with someone out on track. And let's see where we're going to go at the end of this. I'm going to follow on with the McLaren on this one. A lot of weaving on track. So as I said before, guys, so we have the cars, some of them are on out laps or on their qualifying laps. In the meanwhile they're doing that, we did not do commentary for the round 1 here with Wednesday division for Slipstream. So we're just going to have a quick look at the standings as it is so far. So I'm on with the constructor standings here at the moment. It looks like we got the AlphaTauri team leading the constructor standings or championship with 24 points. We got Mercedes in second, 12 points. We got Alpine in third, 10. And then we got Haas in fourth with 8 points. We got Red Bull in fifth with 4 points. McLaren down to 6th with 3 points. And the rest of the team currently have 0 points. Remember, it is only the first race done so far. And I see we do have the driver standings as well, so I'm going to go through that. In the meanwhile, these guys get some laps in, and then I'll be able to go through that. So at the moment, as it is, looks like Mr. Rage is leading the Wednesday night championship here. We got 18 points for him. We got Clarky there with 12 points so far. Nick 10 points. We got Mikey in 8, Trislayer with 6, Walker with 4, Neil with 2, and Stu B with 1 point. Everyone else big fat 0. But it's just the first race done so far. Let's see what's going to happen after round 2 with the guys. Hopefully the rest of them get some points in. So we'll see how that's going to go. Either way, let's get back to the qualifying session, as I'm not even looking at the screen right now. So we got some lap times in. I see we got Nick fastest so far, 114.4. Extreme is second fastest at 114.6. Rossi third fastest, 117.6. So provisional pole for Nick so far until someone else decides to take that away. And let's switch on over to Trislayer here. Where is he in the next AlphaTauri? And see where he's going to be going. Fastest in the session at 113.7. So we did actually get into the 113s on this one. Didn't expect that we might. I think we probably would have gotten close to it. But let's see how the rest of it is going to go. Robbie here. Where is he on track at the moment? In the Ferrari, flying through. And let's see what that lap time is going to look like as he gets around Red Devil. I'm not sure where he is, but I think he might be getting back into the pits or getting across the line. He is getting across the line at 116.9 for him. Up into P4. Not too bad so far. Remember, these are the top 8 drivers we got. They're not starting worse than this unless they somehow get a 5-place grid penalty. That Ferrari start to lean to the one side as he takes some of these turns. Downforce is so strong on this. So let's see where he goes. About to finish off this lap here. As he gets through sector 3 right about now. See where he's going to go at the end of this one. So Robbie gets across the line, third fastest in the session at 114.5. Not too bad of a time. And we do have Nick there, 114.4, just ahead of him in second. And of course, Street Slayer still holding on to provisional pole for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix at 113.7. I think he's quite happy with that time so far. He might actually still try to get a faster time in, just in case. You never know what's going to happen. Someone could possibly get a faster time in. Beefy yet to get out of the pits. We got an invalidated lap here from Neil. We'll have to try this again. We're down to about 6 minutes 40 seconds left here in qualifying 3, and We still got a bit of way to go before getting to that race session. I think it's going to be maybe a 36 lap race around here or something. I'm not sure, but we will have a look at that as we get to the race session in just a bit. Just a few more minutes and we're going to get around to that. So still waiting for Beefy to get out on track. We're waiting for Neil to get started on another lap here, which he has to do. Alright, so there he goes, gets started on his next hot lap here. Let's see if he's able to get a pretty good time made at the end of this one. Sorry if you guys hear a bit of noise. I'm about to move around a bit on this chair. Alright, I think that's a bit more comfortable. Now I gotta adjust the mic again. Excellent, excellent. Oh man, and that's an invalidated lap there from why is this mic not moving? Why did it make these things like this? Yeah, so that's an invalidated lap there from Neil. Let's switch this on over. I think I'm a bit more comfortable. I'm gonna start to sit like this doing commentary now. I need this chair to go back further to the back, but there's something behind of it. Alright. Let's switch this on over. Who else is getting back out on track? Extremist getting back out. Rossi getting back out. Back with Extremist here. Let's see where he is on an outlap already. About to get started on this. Waiting for Beefy to get out. I want to see where he goes at the end of this session here. Still just under 5 minutes left. Not a lot of time. Probably about 2 laps. Full laps they can run before the session closes off here. So let's see what's going to happen. In that case, Extremist on another hot lap. Currently 4th on the grid to get started with a rise 114.6. Needs to improve the scheduling to that 113. It's going to be quite impressive if he's actually able to pull this off before the end of this session. Trying to have a look and see if he's going to finish up this lap or possibly get in change tires and get on to a next lap. I'm not sure. We're going to stay on board for the second and let's see what's happening here. Oh, and almost loses a car there. Doesn't get a faster lap in, but he's going to try once again. Let's see if he's able to do something on that one. There we got Neil in the McLaren once again on another outlap here. Fresh set of tires, I assume, there, and he's gonna try this once again. Down to just about 3 minutes left here in qualifying, and this is the final qualifying session, guys. So after this, we're heading straight into the race session. Oh, and let's see if Neil is able to get a lap in on this occasion. Don't worry about that invalidation. He still was on an outlap there. Should be able to get started on a lap here. Haven't seen Beefy got out on track here. Not sure what he's up to on this session. Alright, so there goes Neil once again. Let's see if any change up happened on top. So we have Extremist just went across the line. I went into second, pushed Nick down to third now. So he's on the front row to start with Treeslayer there in P1. Let's see what's going to happen in terms of change up with that. But Treeslayer, an impressive lap from him. That's about 6/10 faster right about now than what Extremist has. They're only in second. So he's done quite an incredible lap time so far. We finally have Beefy on an out lap there. We're going to have a look at his out lap in just a bit, see where he goes on the grid. Invalidity lap if extremist. If he's trying another one, I'm not sure. There we go. We got Nick in the Alpine. Now gonna try another hot lap here, trying to improve his time. Wants to take back either his second place on the grid for the start, or possibly take away the provisional pole away from Tree Slayer for the start of this Mexican Grand Prix. We'll see what's gonna happen in this case here. So far, looking pretty good. Okay, so on with Beefy here right about now. Let's see where he finishes his lap and where he's gonna go at the end of this current lap. And possibly get himself somewhere in the middle of this grid in terms of getting started with this. I'm not sure. Let's have a look here. At 114.7 puts him up into P6. Not too bad. At least 2 positions up from where he was. And that is the end of qualifying 3. We're out of time with it. We got about 2 drivers still running on track. And that's Robbie in the Ferrari there. Still running. We got Tree Slayer still running, doing a purple sector 2. Looks like he might be on course of beating his own lap time here right at the moment. Let's have a look as he gets around the final turn at 113.739. Let's have a look and see if he's able to go faster, and does go up 2/10 faster than his previous time here in qualifying, and that's gonna hold him on provisional pole to go over into the race session. Nick back into the pits. Robbie still on track, about to get it wrong. I highly doubt he's getting a faster time in. And actually get a bit of a faster time. Goes up into P2, holds on with that at 113.5. I'm not sure that was faster before or not. Either way, holds on to second place for the start. Nick down to third, Extremist in fourth, Rossi fifth, Beefy sixth, Neil seven. Let's have a look at the results still, as that's going to come up in just a bit here. And then we head straight on over into the race session, which we have been waiting for the past hour 5 minutes on this stream for. Okay, so results here for qualifying 3. Fastest driver in the session, Tree Slayer there with a 113.5. We got Robbie went up into the 113s, a 113.595. Just about 100 of a second separates P1, P2 for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix, and I think that's going to be so interesting. Nick there qualified for third, Extremist starting fourth, Rossi fifth, Beefy sixth, Neil seventh, and we got Red Devil in eighth. Very, very close with the qualifying times. I think it's going to be quite an interesting start for this race. So we're about to get over to that session right about now, in about a minute. Let's have the guys load everything up and get their setups in place, and we should be ready to go with that race. Okay, so on with the formation lap here right about now. We got 18 drivers in it for this race session here. We're gonna have a look. Give me 1 second so we can have a look at the no, we don't need that on. We're just going to need this on. Alright, so let's have a look at the starting grid for the entire races. We have it there right about now as they go around on the formation lap. We got a 36 lap race ahead of us here for the Mexican Grand Prix. We got Treesler starting on pole. We got Robbie starting second. We got Nick starts third. Extremis is going to start fourth. Rossi starting fifth. Beefy starts sixth. Neil starting seventh. We got Red Devil starting eighth. Walker will start in ninth. Mazepin starts 10th. Irish starts 11th. We got Tango starting 12th. Sofdar starts 13th. Chris in 14, Corey in 15, we got Stubby in 16, Atronak in 17, and Clarky is going to start 18th on the grid as he didn't get to participate in qualifying there, unfortunately. But 18 drivers, still almost 2 drivers short of a full grid here, so we're going to get quite an exciting race ahead of us, especially with a very long run down into turn 1, of course, and we can see majority of our drivers are going to be starting this race on the medium tires. So let's see what the race strategy is going to be in this case. We might be mostly looking forward to a 2-stop strategy here, but let's have a look and see what's going to happen in the case as we're about to get started. So I'm just trying to switch that around. Everyone's just trying to get back sorted on the grid. So there we have it. Looks like it's going to be a 2-stop strategy race for most of the drivers here. Not sure if anybody's going to try to push this onto a 1-stop, maybe a medium to hard strategy. Would be a bit aggressive to go on as well, especially with the hards being a bit slower here on the circuit. But let's see what the drivers are going to be inching towards here. We got a few drivers are starting on the softs out front, and 2 drivers are going to back starting on the softs as well. Let's see how well that race start is going to go for them. Tree Slayer here are going to be under a lot of pressure from Robbie, Nick, Extremis, and the rest of the guys behind of him for that run into turn 1. He needs to make sure that he gets that start perfectly well done here. And we're going to keep on board with the Ferrari of Robbie here. Have a look at the AlphaTauri on the left-hand side. Let's see who gets a better start getting off the line here. As we're about to get started, there's 4 or 5 lights on here already. And they get a bit of an equal start going on through here right about now, trying to get alongside each other. Actually, the Ferrari trying to get behind, trying to run in the slipstream of Tree Slayer as they get down into turn 1. Let's see how well that's going to go. We got cars all over the track at the moment, and quite a few cars might end up having some contact here getting through the opening first turn. Let's have a look as they get on through, trying to have a look on board, see if we can have a look overhead. Actually, we do have a few cars going wide. I think Robbie is currently up into the lead right about now. Got just ahead, actually, of Tree Slayer out in front there. He's trying to get it back about 2 tenths. Extremis just about a 10 behind as well. Very, very close the gap is at the moment on the start of this Mexican Grand Prix. No contact out front, no damage so far as we can see. Let's switch this on over to position changes. You guys are going to have a look at that. How many positions actually changed from the start going on through into sector 2 already. Robbie still leads. Tree Slayer still in second. Extremis down on the third by about few tenths just behind now. He's lost about at least 5 to 6 tenths so far. Walker running in fourth. He's 5 positions up from where he started. 7 tenths behind Extremis. Still trying to keep up. Beefy upper position. 2 tenths behind that. And he is going to try to keep that gap as close as he can as they get to lap 3 very soon here. And hoping for the DRs to come online so they will have that as a bit of an advantage. Out front, Tree Slayer though, a very close gap. He's going to have a slipstream run behind that Ferrari going down into turn 1. Let's see if he actually is able to get the position back or not, because Robbie's trying to move all around the track, trying to keep him out of that slipstream, not working for his advantage. And he might not be able to get him, but let's see if he forces it into the braking zone of turn 1. Actually holds it on through for now, but gets a very close gap back here. Nick there as well uses the slipstream. We got a few drivers into the pits. Definitely have some damaged cars there. Irish, Rossi, and Tango both, all 3 into the pits. Mazepin as well into the pits, all the way down to 18th on the grid and started somewhere around 10th or 11th, I think it was. I think our leaderboard is now starting to get a bit mixed up, so we're going to have to just ignore that for the moment and just keep an eye here and have a look on board for Tree Slayer as he chases down the race leader Robbie in front of him. Has Extremis very close back behind there, so he needs to be a bit careful in terms of getting penalties and whatnot here. Let's see what's going to happen with that. Irish still in the pits, about to get out of that there, and let's see what's going to happen going further on into the race. Of course, we haven't had a safety car at the start, so a very, very clean start here from Slipstream Racing Wednesday Division as it gets started with the Mexican Grand Prix. Let's switch this on over into tires right about now. You guys can have a look at what's going on with that. And it looks like Irish has gone on to the hard tires. He's going to run a very long stint and then possibly a shorter one, maybe to the softs going down to the end of the race, or maybe to mediums go down to the end. We'll see how that's going to work. Robbie takes the fastest lap there so far, leading the race still. And let's switch this on over. And I think our leaderboard is now back sorted there. Down at the back here, I think we got a issue going on with the McLaren and the Alpine of Nick here, trying to go side by side. And it looks like Neil has the inside. And Nick has to hold back down to 7th. Just lost that position. He's going to still follow the McLaren and possibly try to get it back up if he can. Beefy's still running 5th, just ahead of these guys, so let's see how well that is going to go. Down in the back there, got to keep an eye and see what's happening with the rest of the drivers as well. Looks like Clarkey is started 18th, is all the way up into 13th on the grid. Let's have a look what's happening with that case there. And he's running fairly close behind Stu B there in the next McLaren. So possibly going to try to get a position up if he can. We're going to go back out in front, follow on with Tree Slayer and Robbie here. Tree Slayer lost that lead right on the opening lap, and he's going to be desperate to get it back at this point here. 5/10 is what the gap is, and Beefy is out of the race. He's retired off the session. Let's see if we can have a look what's happened. I think that was his car at the side of the track there, so something's definitely happened to his car. Not sure if that's going to be a safety car, a VSC, or just maybe some yellow flags. We'll see what's going to happen as we continue on. It's a bit aside to the track, so we might just be seeing a yellow flag for that situation until they get that car moved away, or they might have to bring the safety car out. We'll see what's going to happen. At the moment, we're still continuing racing though. 2/10 is what the gap is, going down that straight there, and looks like Teresa was thinking about going around the outside, but has to just hold it back behind for now. Unfortunately, Beefy is out. That leaves us with 17 drivers to finish off this race into lap 4 as Teresa still continues to chase behind Robbie for that lead. Walker here in P4, he is right behind and now alongside Extremist in the AlphaTauri, trying to get on the inside into the next turn, possibly get that position up into 3rd place or a podium position, and actually gets it done. Neil gets a penalty already. Mazepin with the fastest lap in this session here so far, and I'm trying to see where he's running. He's running back up into 14th at the moment, so Walker up into 3rd. Extremist back down to 4th now. He's lost that position, and both of them are running on the medium, so just goes to show the pace at which these cars are running here right about now. Back out in front with the race leader, Tree Slayer. He's gotten ahead back of Robbie. He's gotten back the lead of the race. We kind of missed that a bit, sorry about that, but Robbie back down to 2nd, only about a 3:10 gap, so he's trying to get it back. We're about to go back on the start finish straight where they're going to have DRS advantage, and of course they're going to be using a bit of ERS and the slipstream as well, not to mention that as they go down into turn 1. Let's see if he's going to be able to get any closer to this car. 3/10 is what is down to, from 4/10 down to 2/10 already, and he lost the car for a second there. I'm not even sure whether that glitch happened, but he's back up ahead of Tracy. The sheer pace of the Ferrari getting ahead of the AlphaTauri like that, quite impressive as he gets around and back up into the lead of this race, at least about 3/10 already. So quite incredible start here for the Mexican Grand Prix so far. Already into lap 5. We're following on with Red Devil down there in 10th. He is surrounded by 2 cars. We got a McLaren trying to go around the inside of him at the moment. It's about to get side by side, and it's going to be a bit of a drag race down the start finish straight. I think this is where most of our overtakes are going to happen. I think, actually they're just past that point, down in the 2nd DRS zone, getting through. Looks like the Alpine is down to 11th. He's going to try to get past 2B if he can, but unfortunately lost a bit of time here. Rossi got a 5-10 gap there with a car in front of him as well. We're trying to keep an eye and see what's going on with these guys at the moment. I think we're going to switch this, probably keep it here for the moment. Let's have a look if the Alpine is able to catch up. So Red Devil and Alpine trying as much. Oh, we got a safety car. Something's happened on track. We do have a safety car out front. Let's have a look. We got Robbie into the pits as well here. He's taking advantage of the safety car and he's going into the pit lane, getting a change of tires from those mediums, and he's going on with a new set of mediums here. Possibly going to do a 2-star strategy, going to the softs to finish off this race later on in the session. And that's going to be Tree Slayer. Majority of the cars getting into the pit lane at the moment under the safety car. I'm not sure what happened. We got a drive-through penalty, I think, for Rossi there for possibly speeding in the pit lane. I'm not sure. And we already have the safety car out on track. Tree Slayer running behind of that. Savdar is now up into 2nd place. Clarky now up to 3rd, all the way from 18th on the grid, and he's up onto a podium position at this point here. So quite impressive of a start from him. Robbie back out to the pits. He's running 4th. Extremist did a pit stop as well, running 5th at the moment. Went on to the softs, so a bit of a change with that. And Neil now running 6th on new mediums. Atronak on fresh softs, running 7. Walker did the same, goes on to 8. Coey down to up to 9th at the moment. I think he started a bit further down as well. Stubby now running 10th. Red Devil down to 11th. Nick running 12th. We got Rossi in 13th. Tango 14. Irish now running 15. Mazepin in the pits should be about 17. And Chris down in 7th. Mazepin will be 16th. Chris will be 17th on the grid as it is there right now. So under the safety car here still, we're going to go out front, follow on with 3 Slayer here at the moment. We probably have another lap to go under the safety car before we do get back restarted on this race. But quite an interesting situation. I'm not sure what brought up the safety car at this point. Okay, so kind of a heated race so far between Robbie and Tracer out front. We're fighting for that lead. They're now separated because Robbie took a pit stop under the safety car. Tracer decided to stay out, or he was possibly already ahead, and just decided to just stay out on his current lap. So he still leads the Mexican Grand Prix here. Sofdar though now up to second. Clark, he started 18, now up to a podium position here in third. Robbie did a stop already. He's now into fourth. He might be doing one more stop in this race, but it's going to be quite a push on those tires. Extreme is running in fifth. Walker in 6th. Let's see how this is going to continue on. It's going to be quite interesting. I think we might be doing a restart after this lap here. At the end of this lap, where the safety car might be going in, so that's going to be into lap 8. We should be able to get back racing. That whatever incident has caused this should be cleared by now. It might have just been some debris on track. I'm really not sure what happened, but everyone is now bunched back up, and it's going to be very interesting to see how Treasley and Safdar get away on that restart, because remember, it's getting around the final turn back onto a very, very long start finish straight down into turn 1. So cars are going to have that little bit of advantage of having a bit of slipstream to run with and possibly get a few overtakes done on that restart there. Let's see if that's going to happen. We're going to have to wait until the cars get into sector 3 here to see if race control is going to let us know that they're about to get back restarted with this race. As you can see, Savdar is keeping very, very close behind that AlphaTauri. Looks like the safety car is not going in on this lap because we would have had the notification already. And I think that's the Mercedes safety car we have running out front there. Yep, it is. We do have the Aston Martin. We're looking forward to seeing that one on track as well this season here on F1 2021. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So at the moment, it looks like we're doing just one more lap under the safety car before we do get back restarted. Walker into the pits here right about now, doing another pit stop. And he's going to move further down the grid because everyone is so bunched up. Probably going to go all the way down to the back of the grid here. See what's going to happen in that case there. I'm not sure. But everyone is very, very close off to each other here. And we're just waiting for that restart to get going here. Alright guys, we got information from race controller. Safety car is going to be in on this lap, and we are about to get back racing here in going into lap 9 as we get back racing. So we got Treesler holding back the grid there right about now, so the safety car can get away, as he is going to be the first one to get going here. 17 drivers on the grid, very close back to each other once again, and we're going to see how this restart is going to go, running straight into turn 1. A very long run once again as we get going into lap 9. We got a 5-second penalty for Neil there for severe collision with Atronak. Not too well going on that restart, as Treesler gets a pretty good run, but Havdar very close up behind him, might actually get a run with him. We got 2 cars side by side on the midfield going through right about now. Robbie about to get an overtake done, and looks like he's going to go around the outside of Clarky and get that position up. Let's have a look if that's working well. He's up into 3rd place with that, and now follows behind his teammate Savdar in front of him, I believe there. And let's have a look on how that's working out. He's actually getting by his teammate, and he's going to follow behind Treesler on very fresh tires. He's back up into 2nd place in this race and chasing after the race leader once again. Let's see if he's able to get overtake done and possibly take away the lead of the race on those fresh tires, because that might be just a bit of advantage for a few laps, as he's using all of the grip that he has right about now. 4/10 is what the gap is, as he chases after Treesler, and who's trying to keep that lead desperately there at the moment, trying not to make a mistake at this point, as they are about to lap Chris's car there, I think. I don't know why that is in the middle of the way, but we do have quite a situation going on here with Treesler and Robbie at the moment. A 2:10 gap, I think, is what it's down to right about now, as they chase after each other, still about to go back into that very long stretch once again, and let's see how that's going to work out. Actually, we have Treesler going into the pits at the end of that lap there, so that puts Robbie back up into the lead. It's another safety car on this occasion here, so something's happened on track. It's another safety car right about now, and looks like race leader Treesler decided to take a pit stop with that. Something's happened to Mazepin, of course. Something happened to Mazepin down at the back of the track, and that has caused a safety car once again. We just got over one safety car, back with a second one here, and we're going to have to follow along behind the safety car once again. So Treesler decided to take a pit stop on this occasion, and he's made a different change. He's gone onto the soft tires now, and he's down in P10. Robbie now leads the Mexican Grand Prix once again. Atronak up to 2nd place on the grid. We got Koei up to 3rd, Neil running 4th, Nick now running 5th. We got Red Devil in 6th, 2B in 7th, Walker running 8th with his teammate behind in 9th. We got Treesler running 10th after his stop now, who was leading before. Savdar, who was in 2nd, lost that position to Robbie on that previous restart, is now down to 11th after him taking a stop behind Treesler there as well. Clarky down to 12, taking a stop as well. Extreme is down to 13, who took a stop as well there. Very interesting strategy play going on with the drivers. We got Rossi down in 14, Irish running in 15th on 2-lap old medium tires are at the moment. Mazepin out, Beefy out, Chris running 17th on the grid. I think his car might be disconnected from this race. Let's have a look. Actually, no, it's not disconnected. It's still running, and it's in the midst of the race out in front, so he's stuck here. I'm not sure if he's gonna be allowed to lap the safety car as yet. He's probably gonna have to wait a bit on that one there to see how that's gonna work out. So he's stuck in the middle of that there right now, and Astronaut is now stuck behind him, so that's not gonna be too much fun. Hopefully we do have the entire grid together, so hopefully we are able to get back this race going again at the end of this lap. It's a 36 lap race, as we said before, guys. We're on lap 11 here at the moment. If we do get back restarted the next lap, that will be going into lap 12, so still quite a way more before we have to go in this race. It's like about 25 laps more or so, if I'm averaging that correctly. I don't even know. But let's see what's going to happen as we get on through with this here. So it looks like Chris is stuck behind the race leader, and that's going to be Kohi behind of that. Yep, so there he is. He is connected to his car still, just stuck there. He's not able to overtake the safety car to get back around, so I'm not sure how this is going to work out for him here. Let's see what's going to happen in this case. I did expect that before the final lap under the safety car, he should have been able to lap them and get back around, because he's now going to be a lap behind on this. And there we go. So safety car is going to be in on this lap. We're about to get back restarted with this race. Let's see how well that restart is going to go. Hopefully it goes pretty well. So now we got Robbie holding back the grid here. About to get ready to get restarted. The Ferrari of course he is going to have the Alfa Romeo of Chris in the way of this. Hopefully gets out of the way and not block this race off, because he's not going to be too happy about that. Let's see how that restart goes as we got Robbie getting started here. Once again, no overtaking until they get across the line, which they're about to do there right about now. We got Robbie leading quite a way, already a second ahead. So let's have a look at the rest of the grid. Red Devil here fighting it with Neil, goes up into fourth, side by side with that McLaren as he goes on through still, and has his teammate just in front of that. The McLaren still pulls around the outside, possibly gets back to that position. It's a bit of a switch by switch as they get through turn by turn here. Looks like the Alpine gets ahead. Neil down to fifth, and he holds that position. Nick is already up into second place in the race, going down to third right about now. So both Alpines have been gaining positions on this restart so far as they get on through. Stu B running in fifth. Walker gains a position and fighting it with Neil to go up into sixth right about now. Tree Slayer up into seven as he's fighting his way through the field back to get up into the lead right about now if he can. Let's have a look at Walker here, trying to go side by side with that McLaren as he gets around on the outside and gets the position up. And a pretty good overtake. Tree Slayer gets ahead right about now as well of Stubby and Savdar. He gets up into sixth position. He's going to chase after Walker 9/10 ahead right now, so needs to get that gap closed before he's actually able to get that overtake done. Clark here in ninth at the moment. He was further up the field before he taking another pit stop. Now let's see where he takes it on the inside of the McLaren, goes up. McLaren not having the best of day here as they're losing positions on track. And that's the Mercedes up into 8th. He's going to chase after Savdar. About a second is where the gap is. Out in front, Corey having a pretty close gap. Let's have a look at Irish here, who is currently 11 down that straight as he's going to use the slipstream as much as he can behind that McLaren. Possibly get 2 overtakes done here if he can. Now using the slipstream of Extremist in the Alfa Romeo, goes side by side and is going to take it on the inside. That Aston Martin trying to get 2 positions up if he can. It looks like he might have lost both back again. He's trying to get ahead of the McLaren again to put himself back up into 10. Not able to do this. Does have a McLaren coming behind of him, side by side with him. Anna Haas is 3 cars going wide on this, and that is not looking like it's going to be ending too well. But so far so good as they all get on through that turn. We have a McLaren going with both McLarens go wide on that one there. I'm trying to keep an eye on what's happening down in the back. Let's have a look. And we got Chris retiring from the race. That is now 15 drivers only remaining here. Trying to have a look what's happening out front. Let's follow on with Tree Slayer chasing after the Red Bull of Walker there. Walker has Red Devil in front of him by about 3 to 4 tenths. DRS is now back online, so that's going to be a bit of an advantage as we're about to go down that start finish straight once again. And very, very close gaps as we have it here right now. Very close racing as Tree Slayer is about to get ahead of the Red Bull of Walker as he's has absolutely nowhere to go. He can just try to avoid getting overtaken maybe with the braking zone. Let's see how well that goes. And he holds on to the position at least for now. Red Devil in front of him needs to be very careful with his overtakes as they're very close off together in the next DRS zone, and he's going to go side by side with the Red Bull. Tries to take it on the outside, but Walker using everything he has and holds on to the position still as AlphaTauri still pushes on through. Now tries to take the inside and not still able to get this done. Side by side as the Red Bull goes a bit wide. A Ferrari coming behind. That's Safdar trying to get a position up as well if he can, and not able to do it as yet. Everyone still holds on to their position. Red Devil still run forward. Tree Slayer still in 5th. Walker still in 6th. Tree Slayer, however, has gotten the position up on Walker. That's the only switch we have had happen there. And he's now at 10th behind the Alpine of Red Devil, trying to get that overtake done. And looks like he goes side by side on the outside and will actually get it done into the next turn. Barely catches that braking zone in time and actually gets it done pretty well. We got Savdar down another position. I think they're trying to fight into Walker for that position and not ending too well as Walker's trying to follow on with the Alpine in front of him to get back the position if he can. 3-second time penalty getting on through. A lot of penalties in this race so far, as we kind of did expect that to happen. Even the race leader has a penalty. Safdar and Irish are the only 2 drivers. Oh, and Tango as well down in 15th. The only 3 drivers without penalties in this race. We're on board with Walker at the moment, chasing after 2 cars in front of him. Looks like Softar's got a position up, and he's trying to hold on to that position as much as he can here. The Alpine having some trouble getting wrong. Had a bad exit there. Softar gets ahead up into 5th. We got Red Devil running 6th, about to go side by side. Hopefully, he's able to keep his position. It looks like he keeps it for now, but the Red Bull goes around the outside and actually is able to get an overtake done. Holds the position into 6th. Red Devil loses that position down to 7 now. He's still trying to fight this back. Not sure if he's going to be able to get it. Out front, we do have Robbie leading this race still by 3.5 seconds, sorry. And Cody down to 2nd. Nick running another 8/10 behind. Very close off to possibly get away with 2nd place if he can in this race. We're going to have a look at these penalties in just a bit. We're starting to approach the halfway point of this race, and it's getting a bit more interesting here, especially with position changes that we have happening. Red Devil here trying to get around that Mercedes and not able to do it. He loses about 4/10 there. And still following on here at the moment. Got Atronak in the Haas, I think, behind of this, 2.4 seconds. Down at the back, both McLarens running 12th and 13th, not having the best day here at Mexico. But they're still trying to put this together, still trying to pull some points in for the team if they can. Rossi running 14, Tango running 15, 4.7 seconds behind. He's trying to catch up if he can. Let's see how much longer he's going to be able to take to do that. Up back in front, we're following on with Nick in the next Alpine here, having the best of time out front, leading by a second against Tree Slayer, who is now catching up on those soft tires there. He is trying to catch up to the car in front of him, who's running on softs. He's running on 10 laps on his mediums and 0.8 of a second behind. We definitely have to have a look at these penalties in just a bit and see what the situation is with that and what's going on there, because I think we have quite a lot of penalties in this race, which will change up the grid order after the finish line. Gap staying a bit constant there. Of course, Tree Slayer now catching up. He's now about 6:10 behind Nick. He's trying to fight off for a podium position here. He's trying to get back into the lead of the race if he can. I think that's what his aim is. And we got Neil retiring from the race, and that's happening on track. Let's have a look, see if we can have a look. And there's this car at the side of the track into the barrier. So that's going to be a safety car for that incident. And let's see how many pit stops that's going to trigger on this one here. We already got cars heading into the pits there. Majority of our cars are already past the pit lane. So this is going to change up the order on the grid once again here with a third safety car in the race so far on lap 17, just at the halfway point, just approaching the halfway point of this race. And it's been 3 safety cars so far. Change up the order of the grid quite a bit. Robbie was able to hold on to that lead up to this point. Let's see if he's going to take a pit stop at this point here right about now, because the entire half of the grid on the back are into the pit lane at the moment. Quite a few cars getting back out. We can see quite a change of strategy happening here. Some of these cars going on to medium, some going on to hard, some going on to soft. Let's see what's going to happen into our top 5 cars out front who have not done a stop during this safety car so far. They haven't had that chance because they were already past the pit lane entrance. We got Robbie here in a bit of a hurry right about now, trying to get it wrong. I think he might be trying to get into the pits to get onto a fresh set of tires. Of course, he has to keep his delta positive to avoid getting a penalty under the safety car itself. So let's keep on board with him and have a look, see if he's going to be going into the pit lane here or not. And I think he is. Yep, he is entering the pit lane right about now. I'm trying to have a look and see what tire strategy he's going to be switching onto. So looks like Robbie has gone on to the hard tires. Looks like Clarky has stayed out on track, has not done the pit stop here. He's done 7 laps on this set of mediums he's currently running on. He is now leading the Mexican Grand Prix. The driver who started 18th on the grid now leading the race. Now that will be quite a finish for him, quite an accomplishment, especially in running in a Mercedes car. So let's see what's going to happen at the end of the race on this one here. The strategy is going to be running. Robbie now running in second, 8.1 seconds behind Clocky. Not enough time for him to get into the pits out front and do a stop and get back out. I think it's going to be quite a close call with that if he does try to do it. And Irish gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Did not keep his delta positive and is going to have to deal with that penalty. Of course, you cannot serve a drive-through penalty during a safety car, so that creates a bit of a problem for him. He's now going to have to serve the drive-through penalty just after the safety car is over. You have about 2 to 3 laps to serve that penalty, otherwise you get a automatic disqualification from the race itself. And that's one of the worst things to happen to you in a race session, getting a traffic penalty during a safety car, because you cannot serve it during the safety car. You have to serve it after. This is what's going to create a bit of a problem here for that Aston Martin driver now, not having the best race here. So now we got both Mercedes running on the podium position each here. Let's see if they're going to be able to finish at anywhere near that. We got both Alpines running pretty high up as well. We got them 4th and 6th. Walker in the Red Bull in 7th. His teammate down to 12 at the moment as it is. They're running 5th. I'm not sure where his teammate, I think, is out of the race. That's Beefy out of the race. So 4 drivers we've lost so far. Neil, Chris, Mazepin, and Beefy out of the race. 14 drivers remain. Hopefully we can finish with all 14 of them. And I think we're going to be going this one final lap under the safety car and go back racing at the start of lap 19. But so far so good for the qualifying session. Getting into this race has been quite an exciting start. Even after the safety cars restart we've had so far has been very interesting. So let's see what's going to happen after this one gets restarted. Everyone's back bunched up on the grid once again. We can see the Ferrari at the back there weaving quite a lot around the track. The Mercedes tries trying to keep up with the safety car and trying to keep those tires warm there as well. Clark is going to have to try and get a good run down that straight because he's on older tires. He's going to have to try to get the best possible restart here. And just try to keep that car in the lead as much as he can until he's ready to do his one more pit stop, which I assume he's going to do just one more before finishing this race. So we'll see how the strategy is going to work. We're on lap 19. We're about to go into lap 20. That gives us about 26, average about 26 laps or so, 26, 27 laps to finish off this race. So going to get a bit interesting to see what's going to happen here now. Sorry guys, not 26, I was checking there wrong. About 16 to 17 laps to finish the race. It's about 17 laps to go. They still might have to pull off one more stop. Yes, depending on what sort of tires they're running on. I think those running on the hards right about now, they got fresh hards on. They might be able to make it all the way to the end of the race. Provided tires can actually make it. I'm not sure about those mediums. Will they be able to pull off 16 laps on them? We'll have to see how that's going to work. There is a possibility of that. I don't think the softs will be able to do it though. Now we're getting to the end of the safety car here. That's going to veer off away and go back into the pit lane. Now we're about to get back restarted as that Mercedes is going to be holding back the grid just a bit until this restart happens. Okay, so about to get back restarted here with this race as the Mercedes gets on going. That Ferrari follows him pretty close on through though. A pretty close gap between them as they get going here. Let's have a look at the rest of the grid. There goes Kohi in 3rd. We got Nick in 4th in the Alpine, chasing very close behind. Atronak here chasing after Walker, trying to go side by side with the Red Bull into turn 1, and he gets the position up so far. Will he be able to hold it through turn 1 though as he gets ahead in front on the racing line and holds that position? I'm quite surprised that the straight line speed that has going on through, and I think he had extremes behind of him. Let's see how that's going to work out. The Red Bull still trying to keep up as much as he can, and a pretty 3 to 4 close 10 gap that we have going between most of the drivers here. Out in front, Robbie is trying to keep up with Clarky here. 5/10 is what that gap is, and let's see how that's going to work out. Kohi and the next Mercedes is coming behind the Ferrari right about now, under a lot of pressure in 2nd place here because he got one Mercedes in front, one behind. This is not going to end too well for him. He needs to be very careful about keeping up with Clark and has to keep a very close eye on the one Mercedes behind of him. Also the Alpine in 4th with Nick there running at just about 4/10 behind all of this. Atronak here working his way up the field ahead of Walker on that restart into turn 1. Now ahead of Redden before the end of this lap. He's up into 6th, has gained 2 positions so far. He's flying through the track. I'm not sure where he's getting the pace from, but somehow his setup is working for him, and he is now back onto the next lap into lap 21. 2.2 seconds behind Slayer, and he's going to chase after him. Those soft tires are definitely helping him in this race so far. Out in front, Clarky still holds on to the lead. Robbie still is trying to fight off Kohi at the moment for 2nd place, trying to hold on to it as much as he can. Nick still running 4th. A 1/10 gap between Robbie and Kohi here. Let's have a look at how this is going. Looks like both Mercedes are trying to go P1, P2 in this race if they can. 3 cars just running side by side with each other, trying to fight for the lead at the moment here as well as Robbie tries to hold on to it. Not going perfectly well for him, but he's still trying to do this. Clarky has lost the lead now, fighting with that Ferrari there, trying to get it back. His teammate coming just behind up there. This could end very badly for someone here if they're not careful on this occasion here. So trying to follow on through. One Mercedes goes a little bit too wide. The Alpine comes alongside him and might actually get another position up if he's going to be a bit careful with this one. Actually holds on his position, doesn't want to risk it at this point here. A 4:10 gap with Robbie and Koei out front, so Koei gets ahead of Clocky. Clocky down 2 positions down into P3. We'll hold on to the position for now. Now we got a good slipstream with the Mercedes running along, trying to get alongside the Ferrari right about now. So these two go side by side into turn 1. They're still holding on through. It's a bit of a drag race getting on through because they're not giving up that hole. We have the Mercedes on the outside. Robbie takes it on the inside and still holds the position. Now gives up just for a second at least, as they still go turn by turn past turn 3. And on to the next DRS zone. The Mercedes is ahead. Robbie's still in second. Clark is still in third. We got Nick still in fourth, following on behind us. Atronaut got the gap down to 1.6 seconds from 2.3 seconds. So he's gaining time and going to try to get ahead of Nick very soon. So he needs to be careful with that position at the moment. Out in front, quite a bit of battle going on for the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix since the restart of the safety car happened, and it's been that way. It's still going on through. 6/10 is what the gap is between top two at the moment here, and that Ferrari on those fresh hard tires is not giving up. We got another safety car. I think this might be our fourth one happening here right now. I'm not sure what's happened on this instance here. Something's possibly happened with Rossi there, I assume, and Irish there with another drive-through penalty, I am assuming, because I think he served the other one. He was down at the back of the grid. I think he now has another drive-through penalty, not having the best of day there. We got everyone getting into the pits here right about now. This might be the final pit stop for most of the drivers here as they get on into the pit lane right about now under the safety car. Let's see what's going to happen. Treslayer did not pit. He's running on the mediums. He plans to go to the end of the race on this. Walker didn't pit. Extremists didn't pit either. They now take over the top 3 spots in the race. We got Treslayer leading, Walker in second, Extremists in third. We got Tango now running fourth. He didn't pit, and as well we got Savdar who didn't pit as well, now running fifth in the race. We got Kohi out into the racetrack into 6. We got Robbie down to 7. Nick in 8. We got Atronak in 9th, Clocky up to 10th now, Stubby running 11th. We got Red Devil going to be 12th, Irish going to be down in 13th. And he now has another drive-through penalty to serve here. This race has gone quite interesting well, I gotta say, and has kept us a bit guessing going on through all the way. Now, Treslayer is all the way back up leading the race. Let's see if he's able to finish on the podium or possibly get the race win here. Let's have a look at penalties in the main one as we're going through this, guys. So penalties as it is, Treslayer not so bad, only a 3-second penalty. Walker there, not overly bad, a 6-second penalty. Extremists a bit bad though, 12 seconds of penalties. We got Tango running 0 penalties right now in 4th. He's the only driver in the grid that does not have a penalty, and he's looking pretty good at getting himself onto a podium position to finish off the Mexican GP here. We got Savdar running 5th, 3 seconds, Kohi running 6 seconds, Robbie in 7, 6 seconds, Nick in 8, 3 seconds, Atronak in 9th, 9 seconds of penalties, even that out. Clarky there in 10th, 9 seconds, 2B in 11th, 11 seconds of penalties, Red Devil in 12th, 18 seconds of penalties, Irish in 13th, a drive-through penalty. Walker gets another penalty there now, and he moves down the order just a bit. What's happening to his car? Oh, he's in the pit lane right about now, getting a new set of tires on. He's going on to a set of softs, and he's getting back out. This is an interesting change right about now, because we're now on lap 24. We're going to go into lap 25 pretty soon. If we do get back restarted there, that still gives us at least about 11 to 12 lap of racing, and they can pull it on the soft. So Walker is planning to just, I don't know, just rush through the field somehow to get back up into the lead here, or possibly fight for a podium position if he can. We'll see what's going to happen in that case. Getting back out front, switching off penalties for now, getting back to tires as it is, and we can see what's going on. Quite a few cars on very, very fresh soft tires. A few of these cars on fresh mediums, and most of the cars out front on the tires they changed on the previous safety car with. So we got Treslayer running 5 lap mediums, we got Extremist 6 lap hards, Tango 6 laps on the softs. So he can make it to the end of the race here, I assume, as well, possibly. But those tires are going to run out of grip coming close off to the end of the race. The hards that the Extremist has on is a bit of a different story. He's the only one on hards right now, and he's going to be a bit slower than the cars around him. Also, that those tires have been used just a bit already, so he needs to be very careful if he wants to finish on the podium here or keep a podium position at some point. We're trying to have a look, see if we're about to get back. We started with this race hopefully at the end of this lap, and there we go. So safety car is going to be in at the end of this lap. Going into lap 25, we are going back racing. That's going to give us at least a full 12 laps of racing to go before finishing off the Mexican Grand Prix. Has been quite an exciting race so far. I don't know if you guys have missed it, but you got to watch this race back when you get when the stream ends, and just see what happened throughout the safety car restarts that we had so far. We've been about four safety cars, and we got another safety collision there with Robbie and Kohi, and they're running, where are they? They're in 5th and 6th. Alright, we're about to get back started here right again. Let's have a look. 3 Slayer Extreme is 210 behind him, using that slipstream, and he's going to chase after him, and going down that straight, and that might actually lead to an overtake. 3 Slayer trying to keep him out of the slipstream, not working too well. He's trying to force him way into the inside, and force the Alfa Romeo on the outside. We got the Ferrari chasing after the Red Bull, coming down behind. Let's have a little look. Tango, they're falling down the order just a bit. Let's have a look on how well this is actually going. So far, so good on our restart. Haven't seen any severe incidents as they get on through. We do, of course, have Tango and Nick going side by side. Looks like that Red Bull is disconnected from the game, though. Now the Haas is getting by him. Tango is definitely disconnected and not having the best of races here. Walker down to 12. Needs to get some positions up here. And he's already a 10th behind. Red Devil about to get that overtake done. Let's have a look what's happening down at the back here. So Walker now about 2 tenths behind Stu and Tango here, and he's going to try to get this overtake done as fast as he can. We're going to switch it back out front and just as he gets ahead there. Now goes side by side with McLaren, takes it on the outside, will get the overtake done up here with Safdar, who's chasing after Extremist for 2nd place on the podium here. And of course it's about a 4:10 gap, so he's going to have a bit of advantage going down the straight here into turn 1. Let's see if that's going to help him at any point and possibly get him up another position or not, as the Mercedes comes behind him. Only a 10th separates them. Robbie and the next Ferrari coming there in about another 2 tenths. So everyone using the slipstream as much as they can, a bit on the ERs as well, I assume, as they get into turn 1. Everyone currently holds their position, though. Surprisingly enough, no one tries to forces it into the braking zone of turn 1. But their gap is actually a bit extremely close and a bit dangerously close as well. We still got that Ferrari and Mercedes going side by side, and we will have Kohi into the corner behind, just getting the inside, but loses that position still. I think he's going to have to hold it down to 5th. Both Ferrari now running 3rd and 4th on the grid. Every driver has a penalty except for Tango and Irish here at the moment, because Irish has now served his drive-through penalty. Is now back with the grid and going on through, I think. Clarky getting another penalty there. We got 3 Slayer out front trying to continue off with this lead. Let's have a look at Safdar and Robbie here. What's happening with these two? So it looks like the Ferrari might have switched positions. Kohi now getting in the midst of them here, getting in the middle of this. Extreme is down a position. We got Robbie up into 2nd place on the grid here right about now for some reason. He's actually got that overtake done quite well. And he has the fastest lap in the session as well, so he's going to continue on chasing after 3 Slayer, who's a 2nd away from him, out of the DRS range, unfortunately, but that's going to be coming on by the next lap, I assume, there. So let's see if that's going to be a bit of an advantage to them as they get through that straight. They will try to keep the car behind them out of the slipstream as much as they can. Irish gets the fastest lap there now on those soft tires, working pretty well for him. Tango back into the pits on a new set of softs. Let's see how that's going to work for him getting on through. On lap 27 here right now, going through this race. Got just about 10 laps remaining to close the session off. Walker gets another 3-second penalty. These penalty situations are going to create a bit of difficulty for positions in the race as we finish off that race. So we'll see what's going to happen with that case. 3 Slayer still leading out front. Now the gap is under a second as Robbie continues on through. Let's see how this is going to play out as they get into the next lap very soon. Ferrari goes a bit wide there. Might have gotten a warning as well for that. Walker and Nick pretty close off there in 6th and 7th, but Atronak in 8th, very close behind them as well. We got Clarky a 3:10 gap, trying to get ahead, so very close gaps all the way through the grid at the moment here with majority of the drivers. Extremists losing a bit of time right now, 1.4 seconds on board with Robbie as he chases after 3 Slayer in the slipstream. And Let's see how that advantage is going to work. He's going to be forced around the outside of the Alpha Tauri there right now, and he might be able to get that position up. Actually gets back on the racing line, takes away the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix away from Slayer. He's now down to second on the very close edge of this race. Going to try to fight it back. Let's see if he actually is able to get it back or not. So on board in the next DRS zone, still trying to get as close as can to him, and he's going to have to, this might just be a switch by switch on lap by lap basis as we get on through with this. Let's go back down to the midfield of the grid right about now. Savdar and Nick in the Alpine pretty close by. We got a Mercedes of Clarky just behind of this coming as well, and let's see between the three of them who's going to get out and hold off P6 there, as we do have Walker about 1.5 seconds ahead of all of this. Looks like Walker's already back up into P5 on those fresh tires as well. Trying to get past Extreme. It's up into P4 already, so he's gaining positions like crazy in this race. And he definitely is going to be fighting for a podium position here. 1.5 seconds is what the gap is between him and Kohi in the Mercedes out in front. Robbie gets the fastest lap out in front again. Leads by 1.3 seconds now. As you can see, the Alpine of Nick looking around the outside to try and get an overtake done, but might have to just hold that position for now. Is not going to be able to get it as yet. So still a very close gap. So Slayer catching back up to Robbie out in front. A 5-10 gap. We're going to switch back to this because that gap is getting excessively close. And let's see if that's going to happen. What's going to happen with that as you get around to the next lap very soon here as well. On lap 29 here of 36. Also, there is still a pretty close gap between Nick and Extremist. They've been doing pretty well in this race so far. Let's have a look at position changes as we get on through this, and we can see Clarky there. We know he started 18. We got Kohi out to the race. It's another safety car for that incident. Something's happened to his car. Let's have a look in the meanwhile if we can here. We should be able to see his car coming up right here now, stuck in the middle of the track actually. Unfortunate for that. I'm not sure what happened with Kohi's car. He might have had contact with someone or possibly just lost the car into the barriers down the side. So that's another safety car. Possibly I think that's our 5th safety car in this session so far. And surprisingly enough, we now have Walker leading this race. He is now up into the lead. He has not taken another pit stop. The rest of the drivers have taken pit stops here. Let's have a look at tires back on this. We can see what's happening here right about now. So Walker running 5 laps on his soft tire so far into lap 30 at the moment. By the time we get back restarted here, we're going to have maybe about 4 laps racing left. So he needs to hold on to the lead for at least that time. We have Stu B behind of him in a McLaren in second. Who expected this would have been the top 3. Slayer now down to third and on fresh soft tires. So he's going to stand a pretty good chance of possibly getting into the lead of the race. We'll see how that's going to work out. Irish all the way back up to 4th. The guy who had 2 drive-through penalties in this race all the way was down at the bottom. Now he's back up into 4th and running 6 laps on those soft tires that he has on. Stands a pretty good chance here of finishing on the podium, we can say that. Robbie here in 5th running on new tires. Now Extremist in 6th, Clark is 7, Nick in 8, we got Atronac 9, Safdar 10, Red Devil 11, Tango down in 12 on 2 laps old tires, and those are soft. So everyone now running on soft tires and waiting for this race to get back restarted, which I highly doubt it might be at the end of this current lap. Let's have a look as they get into sector 3. So it's not going to be on this lap here. We're going to get back racing at the end of lap 31. That puts us racing into lap 32. And that's definitely 4 laps only left of racing in the session here. So it's going to be quite an intense 4 lap that we're about to get into here. Just going to have to wait for these cars to get around the track just one more time before getting started with this race. We're going to put back position changes once again, as we can see as it is here. And what happened there for a second, I think a bit of a change as Oh, we do have a pit stop from Stu B. He's into the pits and changing off to a new set of tires. That puts Tree Slayer up into second place behind Walker, who is now in a very dangerous position of losing that lead. Irish now up into third. Robbie now up into fourth. Extreme is now up into fifth. We can see the position changes that happen in this race, and it's looking very much like Clarky might be getting driver of the day. Started 18th, and he's going to finish very high up in this race. Walker currently in the lead. He's gained 8 positions so far. Tree Slayer only lost 1. He started P1. Irish there, he started 8 positions down from this. Robbie there has lost 2 positions so far. Extreme has lost 1. Widow Crocky gained 12. Nick lost 4. Soft Dark gained 5. Atronaut gained 8. Red Devil has lost 2. Tango, I think he's been right there where he started, I'm not sure. Stu B has gained 4 positions there. And putting it back to penalties once again. So we can see what's happening with the penalty situation there. As you know, Irish does not have a penalty as it seems. Tango doesn't have a penalty. So Irish is looking to finish on for a race win here for the Mexican Grand Prix. Because Walker has a 12-second penalty. Tree Slayer has 8 seconds. Robbie has 9. Extremist has 12. Clarky has 12. Nick has 8. Sofdar with 6. Atronac with 12. Red Devil with 24. A record-breaking 24 seconds of penalties in this. And we got Stu B 9 seconds. We're going to see how this is going to end off. We're about to get back racing at the end of this lap here right about now. So let's keep that on tires. Actually, let's keep that on penalties. And let's see how the restart is going to go between Walker and Tree Slayer. 2 cars who are extremely close to each other and going to be fighting for the lead of the race, also with Irish just behind them. I think Robbie's going to get in the middle of this as well. The majority of these cars are on fresh soft tires, about to get back restarted here as they get around the final turn. That Red Bull trying to get away as fast as he can. I'm not sure how well that's going to work for him. On board with Tree Slayer right about now. We got Walker pulling all the way to the inside of the track, trying to keep Tree Slayer out of the slipstream, and it is not working because he is catching up very, very quickly. The rest of the grid coming down there as well. Extreme is only a 10th behind Robbie as it seems. A pretty close gap. Let's see how that's going to work out. But we're going to follow on out front. I want to have a look and see if Tree Slayer is able to get ahead of that Red Bull and using the DRS zone here. But now DRS is he has got off a safety car, but using, I assume, a lot of his ERS to try and keep up with Walker here right now, and he's going to try to find a good spot to get around. Walker gets a bit slippy off that exit of the turn and holds on to the lead still. Tree Slayer not going to take a chance here of losing out on the race win here. He definitely wants to get into that into P1. Irish gets another penalty there. Now, where is he on track right now? In third. Oh, now he gets a penalty, sorry. It's only a 3-second penalty. Tree Slayer gets another penalty. Up to 11 seconds with Walker here, so he needs to get into the lead. That 1 second gap is a difference that is between them, and if he wants to take the race win away by default, he's going to have to keep within 1 second of the car in front of him, which he currently is actually, so he needs to keep the gap as what it is here right about now. Let's see how that's going to go through with them as they're down the straight here right about now, going on through using, I guess, about how much ERS they have, which looks like at least about 35%. He's getting close up behind Walker right now. He's going to pull this on the outside. Let's see if he pushes through for the overtake or just keeps the car in the position that he is right now. He's pushing as much as he can, a bit late on the brakes, going into turn 3. The Red Bull goes a bit wide as they all go side by side on this into the next turn. Looks like Tree Slayer has the outside, Walker has the inside. And they're still finding it very close into, I think, what turn 4, I think that is. I'm not even sure at this point here as they get on through this. And looks like the Red Bull still holds on to the lead. A very, very strong fight and defending going on out in front with that Red Bull at the moment. We do have the Ferrari of Robbie coming down in P3. Irish down in P4 right now. 3-second penalty, so you need to be a bit careful with this and see what's going to happen in that case there. So getting very close down to the end of the race. We got just under 4 laps remaining. And we're going to have about exactly 3 laps remaining here right in just a second. Looks like Tree Slayer gets the overtake done in that final sector and about to enter into lap 34. We got the Ferrari of Robbie chasing after Walker here as well. He's going to be under some serious pressure right now. With that slipstream, he's going to work for the Ferrari. Let's see if that's going to work. He's trying to keep in the slipstream of Tree Slayer as well. But Tree Slayer finally got back his lead. He's going to try to hold on to that position as much as he can. Irish is still looking at getting onto a podium position here with the penalty situation as it is there right now. So a lot of penalties in this race so far. Let's have a look at Nick down here in 7th. Got about 3 cars fighting for about P6, I assume, here, as Atronak and Nick go side by side on this one, with a Ferrari and Savdar in front of them. Looks like the Alpine of Nick is down to 8 so far. Less than 3 laps remaining to go before we close off the Mexican Grand Prix. Looks like Triesler might be winning this one. As it seems right now, looks like Walker's going to take second on the grid. And between him, Robbie, and Irish, I'm not sure how that switch up is going to happen, but we're going to keep an eye on that. Out in front, let's have a look at Robbie in the Ferrari right now. Side by side with Walker, gets ahead of the Red Bull and actually gets the position up into second place. He's going to hold on to that if he gets across the line with it. Of course, it's now a fight between Robbie and Triesler for the race win here, because the gap between them is 1.8 seconds. The separation in penalty time is about 2 seconds. So we need less than a 2-second gap between Triesler and Robbie in order for Triesler to actually we need more than a 2-second gap if he's going to be keeping the race win here. Less than a 2-second gap, Robbie takes the win. More than a 2-second gap, Triesler takes the win on this one. So gonna be very, very close to see what happens at the end of this. Gap is now 1.6 seconds, and Nick now gets another penalty down there in 8. We're kind of going for a record with penalties here today for the Mexican Grand Prix. Down with Walker here, 5/10 behind that Ferrari. Still trying to catch up with him, but the high doubt he might be able to get that done. We got Clarky here, who's 15 seconds of penalties, but down in 9th and running. Still might be looking at getting driver of the day. We'll see how that works out, but has been an excellent drive from all of these drivers here this afternoon for this race. Got Clarky doing absolutely everything he can right about now to keep up with Nick. Walker falling down the order. Something's happened to his car. He's spun around down in the back, and he's falling down the order. So he's now out of it for a podium position here. We got Robbie up to second. Extreme is now up to third. Irish with 3 seconds of penalties, running fourth. Looking at getting away with that podium position quite easily at this point here. And that is Walker's car out of the race, unfortunately. We got Triesler still leading. We got a yellow flag where Walker went off there into the wall. And a 1.6-second gap between Triesler and Robbie. Of course, we got to have a more than a 2-second gap here right about now in order for Triesler to keep the race win. He might still lose this. It's going to be very close coming down to the final lap, as we just are getting into that here right now. So let's follow on and see how that is going to end up. 1.4 seconds is what the gap is. Triesler qualified to start on pole. Started on pole, lost the lead to Robbie there at the start. The two of them fought it out for most of this race, coming on through gain and loss as they went on through the entire session. Now it's back to the two of them, and it's only because of penalty situation and the gap as it is. And there we go. We kind of even it out now. Robbie gets another penalty. He's up to 12 seconds of penalties. Triesler up to 11 seconds. Only 1.6-second gap. So it looks like Triesler will be able to take the win, provided he doesn't get a penalty in the final sector of the track here, as he's getting through that here right now. So let's have a look and make sure that he actually makes it through the final turn without getting another penalty. So started on pole, is about to finish on pole and take the win for the Mexican Grand Prix. Quite a great finish for Triesler as he takes that and will be able to keep it as Robbie gets across the line for second so far. And let's see what the changeup is going to be. Savdar goes into second place on the podium. Robbie takes third. A bit more of a changeup because Irish only has a 3-second penalty. He goes up and takes second place on the podium. Savdar is now down to third. Robbie takes fourth. Extremist takes fifth. Nick in sixth. Atronak 7. We got Clarky in 8 as it is here right now. We got Stu coming around. He should be taking 9th, and Tango there possibly taking 10th, or maybe a switch. We'll see what happened with that in the case there. But that was quite a thrilling and exciting race here with Slipstream Racing League Wednesday division. All the way through, I gotta say, it's been quite a race. I don't know if you guys missed that, but you gotta watch that entire race from start to end to see what exactly happened throughout that there. So as guys get on the podium, so we got an Aston Martin, we got AlphaTauri and a Ferrari up on the podium. Not bad to see there. Alright, so let's have a look at the preliminary results here before the stewards get involved. So race win goes to the AlphaTauri driver Triesler there, takes the win for that, and some really good points here as well. We got Irish New Potato takes second place on the podium just because of a 3-second penalty that he has only, and he's gotten up to that. Savdar has to take third on the podium there for Ferrari. Not a bad move for him. So we got an AlphaTauri, Aston Martin, and Ferrari on the podium. Not bad. We got Robbie taking 4th place in this race. Extremist finishes 5th. We got Nick there taking 6th. We got Atronak in 7th. Clarky finishes in 8th. We got Stubby finishing in 9th, and then we got Tango, they're finishing in 10th, and that was the drivers who finished the race top 10. The rest of the drivers did not finish. We got fastest lap goes to Robbie on that one there as well. So quite an exciting session, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Please guys, make sure you guys leave a like on the video there on YouTube, and make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Also, please guys, make sure you follow us on Twitch and check us out on Facebook as well. And that's going to be it for the stream for today. We do have another race coming up tomorrow, 8 p.m. British time. That's going to be for Nomex Championship Tier 2 for round 2 with them for the United States Grand Prix. So join us again then, and have a look in the description of this video. There is a link to join on to our channel Discord, also a link to join on to the league Discord that you just saw racing. So that's gonna be it for this evening, guys. Thank you guys for joining on. I'll see you guys on the next session.